Right, ladies and gentlemen, we move on once again with mixed martial arts, this time at middleweight over three 3-minute rounds of action. Would you welcome first into the blue corner, representing Unity Martial Arts Academy in Slough, Patrick Franeli. Would you welcome his opponent into the red corner, representing Blackbeard MMA in Slough, Toma, Florin. Franeli in the blue, Florin in the red.
So sharp middleweight action. We got the big boys in the ring here. Patrick Franeli, Unity Martial Arts Academy Slough in the blue corner. Toma, Florin, Blackbeard MMA Slough in the red. And as I said, middleweight.
That's correct. You know, both Slough fighters here today, putting it on in Coventry here at the Mercier venue. And let's see what unfolds with this. Both guys swinging, looking for that knockout.
Well, as you said, Franeli went for the big punches, and Florin went initially for the takedown and then threw back and landed himself.
That's correct. I think Florin, he went for that shot way too out. You know, he went through a big punch, but he should have been a little bit more closer to set that up there. I mean, I'm familiar with both fighters, being from Slough myself, and Franeli, from what I know, has more of a K1 kickboxing background, and the Romanian Florin has a bit more of a wrestling pedigree. So typical possible striker versus grappler exchange here, but saying that, both fighters are really mixing it up here.
Well, Florin, when they were in that clinch, had to eat a lot of left hands from Franeli when they were in that clinch, and I just feel that this could, one punch in the right place, just like that, can really make a difference here.
Yeah, certainly good. I mean, Franeli's got a bit of a lump on his head there, where, from that first exchange. But I mean, both guys are going 100 miles an hour here, and it's probably going to come down to who's got the bigger tank if the fight does actually proceed beyond this first round. But saying that, from the angle I have, Florin seems to have a choke on from the top.
I think he just has he had to give that up? It's so difficult from our angle here to see that, but as you said, I think the choke was on. But again, now it's the right hand of Franeli working there, but Florin, as you said, looking to apply the pressure here.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna hold his man. He really wants to sort of clinch against his man, get some head control, but the old, the headlock, a school headlock, it's only going to sort of make things uncomfortable. It's not really going to choke his man out. And saying that, he's ended up in a bad position as Florin.
Well, as you said that, he gave up position, but look at Franeli, the fatigue. As you said about the cardio, these are big men. And then suddenly Franeli catches Florin. What about this is? Just when you think it's going one way, it comes back the other.
Listen, both guys are giving it everything they have. They're both gassed. And, it could be that one punch that finishes this fight. Both of them are on, like, sloppy legs here.
Well, as you said, a lot of effort from Florin there. With, as you said, what was just a traditional headlock, really. But when they came out of it, he got caught clean from Franeli, who, although he caught his man clean, was on Bambi legs at the time.
They certainly are. I think both fighters need to adjust and go back to the basics here of control, positioning, strike in the right areas where they need to. Florin's doing that right now. He's leaning on his opponent. This is going to give him a chance against the cage to get his breath back as well, which is going to be more important because obviously he has to. That's very important. That is. We're at an explosive first round.
Breathless, sharp. But what I will say is, as you said, that last 10, 15, 20 seconds, Florin having the sense to really lean on his man, start looking for those knees. He knew they were both, as you said, gassing, and he really put that extra pressure, his whole body weight, on Franeli. And for me, it's who can recover most for the second round, because they swung for the rafters. We had the takedowns.
Yes, that's right. I mean, the first few exchanges, they both were getting the best of each other. Florin took a drop, as you said, and I think he seemed to have recovered. But I think if Franeli's gas tank was a little bit more better and he was picking his shots, he could have maybe finished that fight. But on instincts, Florin immediately got up, and that would have looked good in front of the judges for him. Let's see how both these guys get on now in the second round.
Yes, an absolute war in the first, and I think, as Sean Hussein says, the gas tank is going to be vital in this bout, because the more fatigued you get, the sloppier you get, the more open you get, the more vulnerable you become.
Certainly, that is definitely correct. I mean, for the delight of the crowd, I mean, they love these fast and furious fights. There might be the people who might know a bit more about the sport. They might want to see this fight last a little bit longer. I certainly do. I wish they could get behind their fighters here, and let's see how they fare here now in this second round in this 84-kilo middleweight contest.
Well, huge drops there from both men, sucking in all the available air to try and energise those big muscles.
Yeah, they've certainly had a feel of each other. Certainly safely say that now. And now both guys have got their hands up, and again, it's swinging. See who gets the first hit. Franeli went for the takedown, but has ended up in a bad position here. Now Florin just needs to sort of put his weight on him and get his breath back and think about his next move.
Well, the thing was, Florin, just before Franeli went for the takedown that went sour on him, Florin looked for it, and he saw that brief moment, and then he sort of threw the back fist on the other punches and ended up in this position almost by default.
It was. I mean, it was a bit of a panic mode. There wasn't really much technical striking going on there. It was more of a scramble. Luckily for him, unfortunately for him, he went for the shot far out again as he did in the first round. And luckily for him, he ended up in a strong position. I like to see Florin take advantage of this position and work a bit more. The referees are asking both fighters to work a little bit more. And Florin's certainly looking to be more aggressive here now.
He looked to isolate that right arm with his left knee here, and as you said, positioning-wise, as you said, I think Florin could do a bit more work, or maybe, like you said earlier, he really is just recovering the gas tank, taking that time, and using his weight and positioning here to recover.
I think Franeli's not showing much of his experience there because he's striking his Florin to the back of the head. The referee had to warn him, and as you can see, he's just ended up in an even more worse position as Florin takes him out.
That's right, and to be honest for Florin, Mank hit quite easily, didn't he? He just slid the leg over. He's in pole position now. And with Franeli, I mean, this is your game right the way through, shall we? Talk about gas tanks, that's what you're famous for. What will Franeli be going through now? Because we know he's really gassed.
Yeah, he's going to be holding on to Florin's weight here. The punches are going to be raining down. You know, you can clearly see from what's happening, he's not really thinking about escaping. It's not, I mean, it's difficult because he's up against the cage. You know, there's no room for him to move, but he really needs to push Florin's knees away to cage walk up. But in all honesty, I don't really think he's got a gas tank for that. He's just laying there, and it's not looking good for him in front of the judges, really, because Florin's taking this.
Yes, Florin taking his time as well, squeezing Franeli, looking for those short little right hands, occasionally posturing up. But having said that, there's life still in Franeli.
Well, listen, he's just reversed that position beautifully. Florin's looking to have a bit more of the same as he reverses the position as well. I mean, what a fight we've got here. It may not technically be the best, but listen, these both guys are at it.
In terms of heart and determination, you can't fault them. As you said, technically, they've almost like fortuitously got technique out of it. It's not where you can see it's been cleanly worked for.
Yeah, it's heart that's getting these guys through. And Franeli from the bottom, just when it looked like maybe, you know, he's sort of just slipping away from him the round, he actually gets the reversal. You know, he looks very tired indeed now, and I don't blame him. I mean, middleweight guys, you know, having a guy on you for that whole round, it sucks. It really does, and it's not nice for the guy at the bottom.
Well, as I said, Shah, that's one of your specialities, is taking the life of someone like that until you're ready to do what you want to do. So you know more than most exactly how they feel in that position. And for me, that's why I think for Florin, it was a big round overall, wasn't it, across the full 3 minutes?
Yes, it was, yeah. Certainly Florin's made a good account of himself in that round by being the man on top, you know, the most dominant person on top, and with him moving into mount as he did, you know, it's certainly his round there. I mean, I think both fighters, I mean, even with Florin, his corner are going to be talking to him, telling him, look, you know, you're winning the fight, you know, just keep doing what you're doing. He needs to work on that shot, you know, he's still shooting too far out, and he could eat a knee to the face or a punch if he shoots too far out, and he needs to be careful of that, especially when he's 2 rounds up already.
I was going to say the same, in reverse from Franeli, I'd say to him, look, try and keep this upright, you're both tired. Make your punches that bit shorter and crisper. I feel he's got the punching ability and the power, but I would want in his corner just to keep it up for maybe the first 30 seconds and see if he can catch Florin.
Yeah, I think Franeli needs to keep his hands up and move. You know, don't be a standing target. Don't try swinging for the fences, because Florin's probably going to try the same thing again. You know, he's not comfortable striking. You know, he wants to take him down. So maybe sprawl, you know, aim it right, and then end up on top and dominate from there.
Well, as you can see, they're both tired. And as you said, it was a lazy shoot, but Franeli is so tired, he's got away with it.
Yeah, I mean, just there, Franeli held onto the cage as Florin went for the takedown. But I mean, Florin's gassed himself. He's upright. You know, he needs to drop his level a little. He needs to take the legs away of Franeli, and you know, technically work a decent takedown. Saying that, he's pulled his man to the floor. I mean, Franeli needs to turn, you know, towards his opponent, not away from his opponent, because a few hammer fists from here from Florin, you know, the damage is going to start showing.
But what is showing is the real fatigue levels for both men.
Yeah, I mean, Franeli's not thinking, he's just holding on for desperation here. He's a desperate man now, and you know, he needs to sort of like start thinking more technically, you know, go back to his jiu-jitsu roots, his grappling, and just the basics is just turn towards your opponent, get into a defensive position, get your man in guard.
And for his part, Toma Florin doesn't need to be subtle anymore, he just needs to be there, doesn't he?
That's right, yeah, I mean, he needs to break the grips, he just needs to sort of work dominant position here. You know, he's riding, you know, his weight is all over Franeli. And you know, I mean, as much as the referee's urging the guys to sort of keep the action going, you know, Florin is tired as well. You know, but he's doing the right thing. He's on top, he's winning, and you know, he's doing all the right things. And Franeli's just really, he's not doing himself any justice by just holding on there. And this fight's certainly going away from him.
Well, I think he was hoping that maybe the photo referee would actually step back up. But it looks again like he's just eased into mount once more, Florin, and for me, that's the exclamation mark now in this third round and possibly this final start.
Yeah, it's experience as well, Malcolm. You know, Florin, he could have actually moved into that position right at the start when Franeli was turned away from him. You know, the man's turning away from you, you can't exactly see what you're doing, so he could have done that a long time ago. But that's experience, you know, but the main thing is he's in the dominant position now. You know, he really needs to posture up and lay those heavy punches down. I mean, he's caught Franeli a few times stood up, but, you know, Franeli's holding on, keeping his posture low, which is sapping away some of the power in Florin's shots. But Florin really needs to sort of base up and rain the punches down, and saying that, he's starting to do that.
Well, the clock's against Franeli, to be fair, isn't it? I mean, we felt his best chance was staying upright. That didn't happen for him. And when it went to ground, we both knew that it was survival mode for him. But being what we think is already 2 rounds down, it's a lose-lose situation, sadly, for the man in the blue corner.
Yeah, you're right there, Malcolm. It's been a lose-lose situation from the first round, unfortunately. And I think it's a bit clear-cut who's got the decision here.
But entertaining for us for so many different reasons, Shah.
Oh, it's been back and forth, and I'm sure that's been a delightful fight for the fans.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, 3 hard rounds of MMA action. Please, put your men in this cage. But we do have a unanimous decision. Our judges all in favour of the red corner.